Alrighty, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Um, I just wanted to send you guys this small video. I'm sorry it's going to be a little bit late. I came home, my wife is starting a business. I had to go to the bank, start a business account, and um, I had to help her out. And then we had a late dinner with her sister who was out of town during Christmas, so we were catching up. But now we're home. And I just wanted to send this 15-minute video so that we can all be on the same page with camp. As you guys know, camp has been exploding. It has been very successful. It has been fulfilling and helping with our budget and select. So many coaches get actually paid from that money for their jobs in select and whatnot. So we're the second biggest um, generator of revenue for our club. With that being said, we have to be on our toes and we have to be diligent and we have to make sure that we are on our A game when we are at camp. And I felt that today that wasn't the case. Um, but I know that we can turn it around with everyone's understanding and everyone's professionalism to make sure to do a great job. So if we have 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 7 days left of camp for the whole winter. If we can have 7 great days, and this one not so much, then I think we would have been successful. But I wanted to make sure to bring it out so that you guys understand the expectations and the role that you guys have. With that being said, I want to share my screen so that we can put this up. All right, so let me go back here. All right, so I call this the 15-point plan, and it's basically all the 15 things that we have to do when we are at camp and or arrive at camp. All right, so number one, everyone should be arriving at 8 a.m., including counselors. Arrive, greet everyone in the morning. Usually at 8:20, we have a coaches meeting. That couldn't happen today, but make sure that we're there tomorrow at 8 a.m. so that we have our 8:20 meeting with the coaches. The first thing that we do, whoever arrives first, second, or third, is we set up Juliana's registration table. There's no tent setup because she's under the building, so just the registration table with 2 chairs, and that is done. She will set up her papers, she will do it, put her laptop there, and she will do everything else. The second most important thing is to have our field set up, and we'd have 8 total fields, 2 of them being the little kids that I have, and then the other 6 is the field 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is the biggest task. All right. And the biggest task within that is setting up our goals. And today, Coach Corey and Coach Alex took that and immediately started setting up, put the goals in place. And hopefully tomorrow, if no one came to play and move the goals out there in the same place, if not, I'm sure we won't have to do as big of a task, but that's next. The next thing is bibs on the field. All right, on your field specifically, how many bibs do you need? Are you going to dress both teams or just one? Make sure you guys are marking your fields with the cones. Make sure that the fields are the same size in proportion. You have 2 fields per quadrant, so make sure one is not 10 width and the other one's 50 width. Um, the bibs for groups 1 and 2, I'll go ahead and do that. I like to hang them nicely on the goals. I do not like to play with bibs on the players to start off with. I think that brings about common sense and actually it gets sparks going. I'll talk about that in a second. Make sure you guys have your equipment for your exercises that you guys are going to set up. Have the counselors help you with equipment. Give the counselors things to do. All right. And one thing that we did great this past summer was every coach and every counselor submitted 5 videos and or pictures to our WhatsApp, and we use that as content to keep advertising. All right. This is why we were able to get the pay raise for camp that we got. This is why every coach is getting a very decent amount, regardless of your level of pay, and so forth. Many of us here started doing camps a long time ago. I started doing them at 19 years old, and I can tell you that I was getting paid $250 for full day camp for a whole week. All right, so I believe our coaches who who are still working on those licenses, I believe you guys are at 500 per half day per week. So that's 4 hours. All right. So that's still $250 more than what coaches used to get paid back in 2007. All right. Where they had to be there from 8 to 4 every day and got paid 250. Now, most of us wouldn't do that nowadays. But that's what it is. And we have to remember that we have to stay humble, and we have to make sure we know that we have something good going on here that we have to cherish and that we have to keep. So try to send in 2 videos, 3 pictures, and greet as many campers as possible. 9 to 9:30 a.m. is the official morning pickup game. You should be at your field by 9 a.m. You should be receiving the kids who you know are on your field. You should be putting them in their groups, and you should be starting a game immediately. All right. This is where the most arrivals happen by 9 a.m. All right. And we should be done with everything on slide 1 by 9 a.m. Camp starts at 9 a.m. Help the kids get to their groups by asking, how old are you? That's usually on, in this case, Tuesday. In other camps, usually Monday, but still, we're going to have kids coming in. That's their first day. How old are you? Are you new to soccer? Are you very advanced? And then you start putting them in what you think is their right group, and then we move them up and down. All right, the closer to field 8, which is this one here, ages 11 through 14, the higher the level of play. And now that we touched upon this, these are the top kids in our camp. All right, these are the youngest kids in our camp. It has to make sense. All right, when we look at the field, we have to see that these are the top players in all of camp. These are the second top players in all the camp, and it keeps going down. The morning pickup game, get involved, be the referee, celebrate, encourage, be part of the experience. Join them, be on one team, give them their experience, move them around, make them do runs. Again, I prefer not to use bibs in the morning pickup. Why? Because it works on your memory, it works on your awareness, and it helps them with their common sense. Who's on my team? The one that's trying to score in that goal. Who's not on your team? The one that's trying to score on your goal. And it doesn't hurt. I don't think any of us played with bibs when we were growing up in the streets and so forth. All right. Make sure you guys get your counselors to know all your kids' names. You guys as well. You guys should know all your kids' names by the end of the week, or at least try to do that. That's 9 to 9:30. By 9:30 a.m., you guys should be doing a coach's talk. All right, everyone. Pickup is over. Bring it in, and in your coach's talk, you should prepare a speech that's inspiring, awakening, something that will guide and is impactful through your chalk talk to get them ready, motivated to go. All right. Choose 1 topic per day. That's 5 topics per week. All right, go over the rules and procedures over and over again. Tell them what you loved and what you didn't love from the day before. The culture of your group should relate to the culture of camp. All right, and what we want in camp is a self-governing system. The kids are the main protagonists in camp, not us, the coaches. So if we can get the kids to just continue to roll, and you just to guide and push and lead them to the water and have them drink, I think that is our main goal. All right. Coaches, always let the counselors know when you're going to have them talk. Don't catch a counselor off guard. For example, hey, what do you have to say about this? Give them a heads up. Hey, I'm going to have a speech, and I want you to say something at the end. All right, just so that they don't look off and they can practice their speech and public speaking. Welcome the campers every day that you see them. Any extra time that you guys don't use up in this chalk talk, go back to playing. All right, the bathroom break and water fill up, try to do it every hour or so. Don't make it excessive every minute, because then they're just going to take advantage, and your counselor is going to be on and off all the time. But if you do have to do this every hour, please use your counselors, not you. Stay on the field, be with the kids. You're the main persons there. The last thing we want is parents looking over at their kids' fields and not having anyone. By 9:40, so the chalk talk should be 10 minutes. By 9:40, you're jumping into your warm-up. You're introducing the technique of the day. Counselors are listening in so that they can help you coach. Counselors should find players that are struggling, and you as well, and help them. help monitor their activities and notice where is the breakdown and help guide them. It's about fun. It really is about fun, guys. It's not about making them feel bad, or it really is about, if you guys were out in the street having a fun time during your winter break with your friends, what made it fun? What culture did you have? What competitions? Play to three, change captains. Just be creative. Create a competitive culture within your group. Find some time to stretch. All right, it's long hours, long days. Find some time to stretch. Again, bathroom break and the water fill up every hour or so. Don't make it so excessive, and use the counselors for this. By 10 a.m., you guys should be jumping into your activity one. Make it fun, add conditioning, change it based on the experience and what you find. Use the counselors, make sure they're listening to you, make sure they're helping players that are struggling, and to help monitor the activities. By 10:25, you guys should be going into your activity number two. Um, Again, the same thing, make it fun, add some conditioning, what is working, what is not. You guys are the coaches. I believe that um, I believe that if someone provides absolutely everything for you, then you don't have to think, and that's a problem. One of the scariest things that I've heard um, from someone was the fact that we now have AI, which means we don't have to think again. And they meant it in a very happy way. And that, I mean, I got scared when I heard that. We have to keep this creativity alive. We have to keep this blissfulness alive. And you guys are the ones who are bringing this. All right. So make it fun and change it up. What does your group need? Again, your goal is for the kids to go home and say, I had the best coach in all of camp, and I can't wait to go tomorrow. And if you can't create that, it's going to be hard to be in this environment. 10:45 a.m. we go into snack break. Coaches and counselors stay on the field. We have to be aware of what's going on during snack break. Snack break is not our break. We're having snack with them, but we are on duty. We are working. Half a day is 3 hours, 4 hours when we arrive at 8 a.m. In the corporate world, you're not getting a snack break in between those 4 hours. Make sure you always keep eyes on the campers, your body shape towards your group. Don't put your body shape away from them, where if someone gets hit in the head, you don't know what happened, or you can't attend to them very fast. Do not leave your group unattended. There's times that I have to run over to get water or grab a banana or whatever I may have forgotten. And I tell Coach Shea or whoever's close to me, I'm running in. Please watch my group. I'll be right back. This is a school. You are the teacher, and you have to act according. You have to. This is not just free money. This is we're providing a product. We're providing an experience for the kids. And again, today I just felt like that we were a little bit off in terms of organization, in terms of the kids being in their place, in terms of moving from activities and doing activities. Um, Again, when my kids are playing, when your kids are playing and they're having a great time and it's competitive, and you see the frown on their face and you see the concentration, focus, let them play. But as soon as that's gone, get them working. Coaches, if you need something from the garage during snap break that the counselors can get for you, send them. All right, we need the adults on the field. We need the counselors moving. During this snack break, let's have our coaches versus counselors game. All right. I'm sorry, not the coaches versus counselors, the coaches and counselors versus campers game. It used to be coaches versus counselors, but again, like mentioned yesterday, we got a little bit too old for that. And this game should be played during snack break. All right. Usually it goes further into past 11:11, but keep going if they're having a great time. Stop it at 12:25, 11:25, 11:30, and then go on to your scrimmage. All right, but make sure that you're doing these things. At 11:11, we go back to our official scrimmage. Unless you guys are having a great time with your counselors and coaches versus campers. And there has been times where we have gone from 10:55 to 11:50 because the games were so good. Everyone was involved. No kid was sitting out. And so we could keep it going. But as soon as kids start dropping, kids look uninterested. You're maybe beating them by many goals, and they're like, "Ah, I don't want to play anymore," or whatever. All right, stop. Let's scrimmage now. All right, so just keep moving them along. So start with. I usually like to start with small goals when I used to have big goals, just because with small goals, more of soccer has to happen, not just shooting and looking for the goal. By 11:25, I like to go to big goals if you guys are doing small then big. And usually the level drops because now all they're thinking about is going to the goal and shooting. That's the why. Counselors, make sure that they're listening to you the whole time. Make sure that you're sending them to the players that are struggling and needs the most help. Make sure they're monitoring the game, cheering them on, encouraging, jump in and let them be referees. And those would be the last moments of camp for the half day campers, and make it fun. 12 p.m. half day camp ends. We end at 11:50 to give us 10 minutes to pick up. All right, coaches and counselors, get all campers in your group, collect all the equipment, all the garbage, soccer balls, put them in one place, all the bibs in one place. You don't have to bring them to the garage. We have the counselors for that, but organize it for them. Get the counselors and the players to pick up all the trash, organize the equipment, and then coaches and counselors, walk your group as a unit to their sign out areas with Juliana. Do not let your group just walk off alone towards sign out. Then we create a mess. We don't know what group is which, and there's sign out going on. So just take your group in their herd and just have them sit down. If they're standing up, it's because they're signing out. We have to be sitting at sign out with Juliana by 12 p.m. All right. Time it well. Full day campers will go to the green tents between 2 and 3. Today they went into the building, but if the weather's nice, let's keep them outside. They cause too much commotion inside. They cannot wear their soccer cleats inside. They cannot play with the ball inside. So just keep them outside if the weather's good. That way they eat and they release a lot of energy. They're playing. They're not asking when are they going out and so forth. Um, with that being said, we transition to full day, and that's for Byron and me, really. Campers eat from 12 to 1:30. 1:30 sometimes is a little bit too much. So if all the players are done by 1:15, 1 p.m., get them started. Coaches and counselors lunch. It is your lunch as well. So that's when we really need the coaches to sit down and still watch the kids, but have your lunch, have the counselors see them. The counselors usually eat lunch first and then the coaches, but if you're outside, you can just do everything the same. But someone always has to be with the campers, both half day and full day. Activities on our WhatsApp, you will find all of our activities for camp under media. All right, you have to run a session plan per day. We can customize it. You can add, you can feel your group and what you should do, but you have to be ready to run a session per day. That includes one warm up, two activities, all right, in half day, and then repeat again in full day. The game is the best teacher, but at moments, players get tired, carried away, and making the game seem unimportant. When that happens, run your session. Again, you are creating the environment within your small group. I cannot float around. We're not there yet. We don't have the quality coaches yet to be able to give each one of them a group, be able to pay them, and have a floater to make sure to relieve you of any struggle or having to go to the bathroom or whatnot. All right. So make sure you guys notice that. All right. So create the environment, make sure the players go home and tell the parents that they had the best coach they've ever had and that they can't wait to go back. All right. One of my goals is to make sure that all the kids I have eventually continue to come to camp so that you guys can see them as they move along. And your job is to make them to make the experience so fun for them that they stay around, and next time we see them they climb up. Where the players think, make sure the players think you're the best thing that happened to them in soccer. All right. And lastly, if you can't create this environment, then camp isn't for us. It just isn't. That's the minimum requirement for camp. If your sessions don't go as planned, if your games don't go as planned, but if you guys create an environment where the kids absolutely love being there with you playing soccer, then you've done your job. All right. Again, I thought today some players could have been a little bit more challenged, could have been a little bit more hands-on, and so forth. And with hands-on and more challenge, I want to also include breaks. Make sure the breaks are not long. The breaks, it cannot be water break and then 15 minutes pass. The kids have to be working, and one of the things we're working on right now is to get player maker. And the reason why we want to get player maker, which we're working on 25 pieces, is to show the community how much steps, how much miles, how much running they get in our camp. So the worst thing that could happen is we use that equipment, and these kids in 3 hours of training are moving as much as 1 hour of training. That would be terrible. That would mean that, our camps are not working, and that is coming. So make sure your kids are always moving, always running, always playing, so that if they were being GPSed, all right, they are putting in so much more miles, steps, effort than a 1 hour private training session. All right, that's what we're competing against. And lastly, our job as coaches is to provide a fun learning environment for every player where they feel safe and confident to be themselves and express themselves through soccer. And camp is where, and this is another quote that I absolutely love, camp is where I learned about me, facing fears, trying new things, pushing my boundaries, and accepting myself. All right, so we have this great opportunity to make sure that we create this environment for them. Make sure you guys do that. Um, and um, and if that happens, then everyone receiving this video should have a long-standing invitation to do these camps, because we need continuity. All right, so just make sure that you guys are able to fulfill these roles as best as possible. All right, I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Every single one of you guys are very important to this organization and this camp. Let's keep it going. I really hope that you guys stay in camp as long as possible, so that you guys know in and out of it. And the kids you can become a staple to camp, and the kids come back just to see you. All right, so with that being said, I'm signing out. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Let's be excited and let's be ready to go. Thank you.